We are back with another cannabis legalization news for the week that was June 8th, 2025. Hey, we have 14 stories queued up for you. Our main stories have to do, there's like three of them. They have to do with federal policy and the chilling of federal cannabis legalization that's going on. There's three stories that we have that's ominous, and that's foreshadowing. Don't forget to stick around for that. And if you want all of these stories emailed to you every week, that is a QR code, and you can join the 17,000 plus people that get our newsletter every week, including Kim Rivers, which is always strange when I see that Kim Rivers is opening our emails. If you know who Kim Rivers is, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe because you are a cannabis nerd. Oh, where's the hip hop horns when I do that one? No, that's not hip hop horns. There it is. Yep. Cannabis nerd stuff. That's where you can get everything that you want every week emailed to you. Does it shut off or does it just keep going? Great. Let's go to our trending stories and bring on our co-host. We'll also tell you how things are going on our dispensaries. Spoiler alert, we are waiting for MEP drawings.
Hey. Oh, woo.
More foreshadowing.
Legalizers roll out.
Legalizers roll out, everybody.
Number
one, Trump's budget, his big, beautiful bill.
Oh, goodness, yes.
That led to a very painful divorce between him and Elon Musk. He wants to yank out Doge wouldn't approve of this, because they're trying to save money, not waste money. And so one way that you could save money is by keeping the marijuana budgetary protections. So you're not allowed to spend federal money to interfere with states' medical marijuana programs. And of course, ask Lucas Roy about that. We'll have him or his lawyers or other people on the show as his trial approaches. There's a split in the circuits in the federal courts. Ninth Circuit says you have to have an evidentiary hearing before you have any money to prosecute. Maine says no, you don't.
You say Lucas Leroy. Is this a case going on right now, like a federal thing?
Yep, it was the last DEA raid that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Well, until the DEA raids had just kind of started this year, and so it was a pre-COVID, post-Farm Bill DEA raid.
Okay. Yeah, dude, DC gets the shaft here all the time, right? Because they're not representation. They have no
it's on their license plates. Representation, no taxation without representation. Yeah. But this, I hope that this big beautiful bill doesn't get passed with this, stripping medical marijuana protections from the federal budget. I mean, this is just adding to the deficit, like all the other stuff. Like, hey, Miggy, do you make more than $1 million a year?
Dude.
Then you don't need a tax break. You don't. You don't need one. And so, why are they giving tax breaks to millionaires? Oh, because I might be one. No, you're not. Come on, Floyd. You have a 8th grade education and you drive a truck. You're not getting there. And so, why are you supporting this Trumpster? Because he's amazing, and I can't believe Elon would say that he's in the papers. I can't. He's not with Epstein. Epstein was with him, and then he kicked him out. Sure, all right.
Yeah, there's only video footage. But
Trump derangement syndrome is you guys believing that hype. That's what it is, and there's all the thumbs downs are coming because you guys are a cult.
You're
But Barack Obama's supporters were a cult. Trump supporters were a cult. Bill Clinton supporters, they were conservative Democrats, and I miss them.
I think, though, dude. So the budget's bad. This whole thing's a shit show. They clearly this man doesn't stand for anything except for himself. But rescheduling, I really do think, because the tea leaves are in the wall, right? We've been talking about hemp. You've been talking about how there's going to be one goddamn
one set of rules for the weed.
Yeah,
one set of rules for using cannabis as a drug. That's what I want. I want it to make sense, and I want it to not be Schedule 3, man. Not be Schedule 3.
I wanted to
be nice to the hemp users. Are you using hemp? are you using it as a drug?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
if you're making a shirt, go for it. If you're making like hempcrete, do it. Now, if you're making CBD balm, also gonna say that's hemp, even though you're getting close to using it as a drug.
I think any use when you use it should be considered cannabis, right? I think that's what we're getting deception here, because hemp should be industrial use. It can be t-shirts, it can be oil, it can be hemp seed for fucking feed, right? Which it is, right? It's all these things, but you need investment, and that's where like that. If that big beautiful budget were to actually do some good like infrastructure type shit to the farmers, right? Like to subsidize these things, subsidize factory plants, because real companies don't want to fucking start. They don't want to be the first ones. That was part of the reason with cannabis, with 502 here in Washington State when we got recreational adult use. You know, where's the money going to come from? Who's going to start the business? Who's going to do what? And people eventually come out. But that was the biggest fear, was like people with money don't want to invest in shit that's going to be like, am I going to get raided?
People with money don't want to like invest in weed anymore. If you want to see why people with money don't want to invest in weed anymore, look at any cannabis stock, any of them over the past 5 years. That's it.
There's investments, but it's about how they're angling for it, right? They're going
there's not investments, Miggy. We tried. Like there's investments. It's like, this is mine. So you don't want to be a partner. No, you go along for the ride. And so that's why we didn't sell the license for $800,000.
Well, we're definitely not going to be the MedMen of the fucking.
No, it's actually in our bylaws. You're not allowed to do that. And so like MedMen made fairly blatant errors, and I could do a video about the blatant errors that MedMen made, but like people are going to like the 2 videos that I'm doing because they're like better. It's like, like why weed is still a crime. And then also another one about like, why can't, and we have some stories about it, like, why your legal eighth costs $60. And so like, it'll still appeal to a lot of people, but like when I talk about business, it's like 1 out of 7 people is an entrepreneur, not like 6 and 7, like 1 out of 7.
No, I get it. Do people want to go to the fucking drive-through and get their burger? They don't want to see. They don't want to know.
People want to get a job and get their paycheck. People want to start a company. Yeah,
one portion, but then there's the consumer base, right? Like most consumers aren't involved, right? I don't make my own beer. I don't make my own. I make my own pizzas, but like these are one-offs. This is not how I will subsidize my life, my substance consumption.
But I don't like this stuff. Since 2014, the Rohrabacher-Farr amendment has been in the budget. And so now they're going to add trillions of dollars to our debt. And they're going to revoke a budgetary protection that has helped cannabis for 11 years. And you think that this guy is going to legalize it? I mean, he hasn't undone the Schedule 3 executive order, but why are you going to now say we can prosecute you if you're doing state licensed medical cannabis business?
Well, again, this administration is wishy-washy, right? It's about who gets his ear at that moment. It's not like a champion of fucking justice or rights. This is somebody who's like, oh, the angry person, the angry man who speaks loud to me with lots of money must be important, so I will do what you want. But like, that's why it's like when you were talking about how poor people support this guy or whatever, I kind of think of that the same way as hemp, right? All the people who are like hemp's legal, marijuana's legal because of fucking hemp. Is it? Can are kids safe?
Legal to light it on fire.
Wow, it's just the rigmarole of putting up with cops pulling you over. Once you get pulled over, your life is like that's it. There's no, you can Fifth Amendment all you want bullshit, but in that moment in time, your life is fucked, right? I mean, there's the whole court system and all the things that follow up. Weed's not legal. I said, that's all it comes down to.
It needs to be way more legal. That's our next story.
Yep.
Again, because we have the chilling moves. Trying to find my show notes.
Well, it's this bill right here.
Yeah, I had that, but then like I clicked on a link, and so anyway, you go ahead and do that one. I'll just pull up the next show notes.
Okay, well, let me read your caption here because I didn't.
Well, it's a good. So this is the budget for 2026. It's not the farm bill, but it's that area of Congress that will put out the next farm bill. Not the House. Yes, the House, not the Senate, but
this is
the House Appropriations Committee. And so this is their budget, and it has, once again, the Mary Miller Amendment. And so if you just do a global control F and find hemp, it only appears 16 times, and the real exciting stuff is there after the first word of hemp, where it goes to the definitional of hemp. So there it is. The next one, go to the next one. Just keep scrolling through hemp, go to the next one. There it is. In general, hemp means, and then they get back into the cannabis sativa L, whether growing or not, with a total, not Delta 9 anymore, total THC concentration, moreover, parentheses, including tetrahydrocannabinolic acid. They're on to you, cookies selling weed online. And not more than a 0.3% on the plant on a dry weight basis. Still using that asinine 0.3% from that Canadian botanist, Small, I believe his name was, 50 years ago, as opposed to using Dr. Ethan Russo's type 3 cannabis cultivar, where it's a 20-to-1 ratio of CBD to THC.
But this is the thing you've been talking about, right? It's not that we hate hemp. It's not that we hate you for growing hemp or the loophole or whatever the fuck you want to call it, Delta 9, THCA, full spectrum hemp. I mean, like, whatever workaround you want to do, that's cool with you, buddy. But I hope it's good. I hope it's good cannabis. I hope it's good weed. You know what I mean? Like, we need this federal rescheduling. So, because most people, I think, are smoking bad weed. Like, they just don't. Here in Washington State, I was watching Strange Show. He talked about like 7 industry, things that people don't talk about. Flushing. I didn't know, like, a lot of people don't flush here in Washington State. Like, there's a lot of consumers that like know good cannabis, and so, I think there's a lot of people who don't know, especially with hemp, right? There's not no culture out there. Like, how many hemp farms? Like, everything's state by state, right? Everything's,
but hemp is you test for potency a month before you harvest it. Can you imagine if you tested for like the alcohol percentage in your beer before you fermented it?
Oh, yeah.
That's essentially the test. And it was done because of the stupid 0.3%. And so, like, if the definitional was an Ethan Russo style type 1, type 2, type 3 cannabis cultivar, where the type 3 cultivar is a 20-to-1 at least ratio of CBD to THC, CBDA, THCA.
Yeah.
They don't even like include the acids on it. They just decarboxylate the whole thing. But that aspect by itself fixes all the chicanery that we have in there. But then, like, the Mary Miller Amendment goes further. And so it's not the Mary Miller Amendment anymore. Now it's just like, this is what the Republicans want to do to hemp. This is what it's not. And so, like, we can see what the Senate wants to do. The Senate hasn't put out theirs yet, but the Senate is Republican controlled too. So they'll probably just bless this. But I don't like this, exclusions. The such term does not include any viable seed from the cannabis plant that exceeds a total THC concentration of 0.3% on a dry weight basis. And then, so like that, your cannabis seeds, that seed market's gone. And then any hemp-derived cannabinoid products containing cannabinoids that are not capable of being naturally produced by the cannabis sativa L plant. Okay, that just kills all of your hemp beverages, because the vast majority of the hemp beverages are synthetic Delta 9 because they take CBD isolate and they spin it back into Delta 9 THC. So that's, well, I guess maybe that one wouldn't be killed because that is a cannabinoid that is capable of being naturally produced. However, it says cannabinoids that are capable of being naturally produced and B, were synthesized or manufactured outside the plant. And so there you go. Now, to the extent that Delta 9 THC, oh my gosh, are we 20 past the hour? You got to give me like now that I'm digital.
Oh no,
it takes me time to warm this sucker up. I could just go get the old fashioned one.
Tom will be smoking like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be smoking after the commercial.
Time is of the essence.
That's right. I would pitch collateral base a little bit more, but the problem with that is nobody is getting a license right now in the industry. That's the other thing. That's what I
Well,
can kind of like.
we
No,
got some more to talk about later.
but there's no like stuff going on right now with it. And so like we don't have any licensing rounds. And so like the most recent licensing round was like a kind of like a non-licensing licensing round, in the sense that Minnesota did award their licenses. But you have to remember that that doesn't matter. And so like Minnesota became New York. It's an open market state. So everybody can get a micro, everybody can get a dispensary, everybody can get a grow. So like you having a license, like watch that license be worthless. It's worth as much as it's going to be worth right now. And it'll be worthless because people can just go right around you. And then it's all going to be about real estate and zoning. It's going to be New Jersey.
Well, I mean, we don't mean this. I mean, we were just talking about how, like with the Mary Miller fucking definition, all this stuff. But just why can't we just regulate post harvest? Why can't we just say same plant, intentions, here are the testing requirements, right? This is what we need. I mean, we're getting there a long way. We got to reschedule it first. You got to create the fiber industry. Like this plant is capable to do both. Be medicine, be a Friday night, and be your t-shirt. Like it's amazing. So yeah, I think post would be best.
Yeah. Like that's, but then the reason why they made it prior to the 30 days of harvest is because they didn't want everybody to go over the line and be hot. And so like if you didn't want them to be hot, just make sure they're growing type 3 cultivars. And then say like naturally occurring cannabinoids is it. So then you just have CBD, CBG, THC. And so like those beverages, you'll still have those beverages. They're still really freaking expensive, but then that would allow us on the license side to maybe make those beverages and dilute them into what is hemp. But
sure. But again, it's the same plant. The act of taking cannabinoids from the hemp part and saying it's hemp is deceptive because it's all cannabis, right? It's all weed, pot, whatever the case you want to call it.
All cannabis.
And I bought recently though. The other day, dude, I bought a CBD drink. I don't really drink them, but there was one in the gas station the other day. I was getting water for my wife, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna try this watermelon flavored. My body felt different. It wasn't a high though, and it was from Oregon. So I'm curious in how they source their flower. But see, there's hemp farmers growing
CBD. Makes you CBD is kind of like Xanax. You know, it chills you out. You know, but it's natural, and so that's the other thing. Like, we're still using this stuff medicinally, and so you know, saying that it's not medical and that it's unscheduled is a little disingenuous. But you know, first we need. That's one of the reasons why I don't like the hemp industry is because I feel like they cheapened all the progress we had made towards the plant being medical. All the progress, because like a lot of the reason why hemp got there was because of CBD and how medicinal it was supposed to be. But then they grew all this CBD, they couldn't get rid of it, and so they started doing chemistry so it could get you high, Delta 8, 2020, and then all the way to THCA. But whatever. Now our next story, THCA flowers legal loophole is facing a crackdown, and this is going state by state. Not in our state, Illinois, but in Texas, in Alabama, in Tennessee, in Missouri, in all these states, you know, they are running with the text definition of cannabis being Delta 9 THC 0.3%. And so that doesn't say THCA, even though the testing aspect says THCA, but then the rules to like allow the farmers not to lose their crop say, well, you got to test it a month before you harvest it, as opposed to like after harvest where all the THCA flower would be way over the line. And so like the definition is just crap is what I would say. The definition is just crap.
0.3 being a line that makes it either a crime or not for a farmer, for someone just trying to grow a crop, right? Like that shouldn't be like Russian roulette for fucking your farm. You got to worry about enough,
especially considering when you could have used Dr. Russo's type 1, type 2, type 3 cultivars It's like, were you growing a type 3 cultivar? Okay, well, you don't have any mens rea. I mean, because like all that stuff that's coming out of North Carolina, we got a story about them cracking down on THCA later, by the way. So don't forget to hang out. And like, because like I was watching YouTubes for my daughter was watching YouTubes, and holy crap, it's the worst. And so like, I am not doing enough of that. Not doing enough of oh my goodness. And now we're going to have somebody do some AMSR and unbox.
What a fan.
We should just have unboxing of weed halfway through the show, asking for those and then like this dumb lady and like completely histrionic type wearing pink makeup and stuff. And so like she was saying, like, if you don't like us and subscribe to us, this dog won't get adopted. Like more or less, like it just using like, and like you're exploiting 4-year-olds for likes and subscribes. Ben and Cam too. Building freaking roller coasters in their houses, making $450,000 an episode.
Look
we do not have smart kids no more because of the YouTube algorithm. And then here I am just going like, hey guys, don't forget, subscribes.
I would say, or we're fucking idiots because we actually got real jobs and try to get accomplished in life. And now,
dude, when I was like Ben and Cam's age, I was getting out of law school and YouTube didn't exist.
Oh my god, dude! Shit. It's been a long time, but yeah, North Carolina, doggy. What's going on here?
Wait, North Carolina? I thought when we were doing the THCA flower.
Are you still on the flower move?
North Carolina's next one. Let's just do the next one. I mean, because that's part of it. So the North Carolina aspect of it, their governor Josh Stein, of course, North Carolina is where all this THCA comes from. Shout out to Rod Kite advising people on how to strictly comply with the law, but maybe not necessarily the spirit. And that is concerns over the unregulated availability of intoxicating THC products. Now, where is the executive order? I see myself. There it is. Okay, and so the executive order has a whole bunch of whereases. And then also it talks about what they're trying to do for next year. They're going to try to work together for a thoughtful, comprehensive solution that allows sales to adults and is grounded in public safety and health. Look at the pack they're putting together. So we have the Highway Patrol, they're in the bag for like law enforcement. The Department of Justice, also law enforcement. Department of Transportation, yep. And then Public Safety, they're in the bag for law enforcement. And then Department of Health and Human Services, they don't even want you to breathe dirty air. And so like they will tell you to wash your hands while you're reading the reports. Like they will not support finding for legal weed. Eastern Band of Cherokee Nations sure as shit will, because that's where you can find their products for sale. And medical professional community, we'll see on that one. Business community, sheriffs, how they're coming down. Chiefs of police, same thing. District attorneys also. Public defenders, public defenders would be like, don't change anything because no jury can be convicted right now. Like, how can you tell it wasn't hemp? Like you bought this pre-roll. And I like how John Makowicz thinks that I'm going to take his call when I'm live to 357 people. 18. John, not going to see. Hang on. I interrupt this important news bulletin to tell you I'm not going to Benzinga tomorrow. You will not see me in Chicago. Sorry, I'm sorry.
But shout out to Benzinga in Chicago. Freedom Grows out there right now. So
Freedom Grow. Yeah. Like I could go, but like, no.
Gotta be a dad. No. Gotta be a
husband. I've already done all that dad shit. It's just that burn rate. Or are we open for business? Are we selling weed across the river? Gotcha. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say it like that. Are we in the consumer packaged goods market across the river? Because my kids watch the show too, so I can't regular.
What up, kids? We are a friendly family channel, baby.
Go back to Cam and Ben. They will tell you how to make a roller coaster in their house. Hang on a second. You haven't said subscribe in 5 minutes. If you don't subscribe, there will be kittens that hurt. Okay. I am YouTubing.
Hey, we're playing it. Play that card, dude. The numbers are growing. Fuck it. Let's ride it. But 18 groups, dude. 18 groups in North Carolina BSA. When I was in the military, if they really wanted to mess with us, like we get liberty, but you had to like take 3 other people with you. Do you know how hard it is to get like 4 people on the same fucking page? And these guys got a year.
You got 18. You know how hard it is to get anything passed in Illinois when you need 60 Democrats to agree on something, and the lobbyists just have off like 5 or 6 of them. Okay, so that's North Carolina, and we wish them well. We will be reporting as to like what, if anything, this executive order results to. They may have a policy come next spring. We might have rescheduling come next spring. We might not.
I ain't on my breath of shit.
MEP. Do you know what MEP stands for?
Marijuana? What? No.
No, it's for blueprints and stuff, and so like building permits and
the store coming up. Yeah. No, I just understand it's another
mechanical engineering and plumbing.
Okay.
Because HVAC is engineering, and so like mechanical, and so like those engineers, they make stuff and they stamp things.
You know what's funny, dude? So this is a prime example of regulation, right? Like we don't want. I mean, like you do want to be the best store, right? Best business, but you also want to like be in business tomorrow, not like go through these hurdles of like giving you a safe plumbing, safe electrical.
Your burn rate is like my burn rate. Okay, going to Benzinga, add 1,500. Add 1,500 to next week's burn rate.
There might be ROI in it though if you go.
See, no, there ain't no ROI. There ain't no ROI.
There could be.
No. Like you have to like like you had to have started out on that like earlier, and not only that, there's like, are they MSOs that have a round? No.
Oh, right. I mean, but you're looking at your business side. Right. There's still the media side of your business.
No, there's not. Like, have you ever seen the books and records on this channel? It is all sorts of red ink. I'm doing this because I'm a vain man.
Speaking
just like most cannabis CEOs out there.
Oh my God. We're the cat's out of the bag. That's all good.
Cat's out of the bag. This channel makes negative money.
We just hose. Marijuana use among older adults climbs to new high thanks to the ARP article.
Oh, yes. Hey, are you over 64 and joining us? Thank you.
Good chance.
Here's some news about your demographic. Did you know who's smoking more weed? Your buddies. So maybe if you're a senior, talk to people that you know about weed. And if you think it's too strong, try a type 2 cultivar, according to Ethan Russo. Unfortunately, they all went with like sativa and indica and hybrid and then 0.3%. And so like everything about weed is stupid, especially once you get into the industry. Like, well, like how much do you sell? Oh, I sell 1/8 of an ounce of a product. Why do you sell 1/8? Because I no longer do a zip or a lid. How much is that? 28 ounces. I'm sorry, 28 grams. And what is that in ounces? 1. And so like the whole industry, when you get down into it, just silly.
Well,
and absurd and nonsense, and then like more rules and more nonsense.
You know what, dude? Most people when we were younger, right? Because I think we had this conversation last week, or I might have had it with somebody else, but this generation doesn't realize the shit that we kind of had to go through, right? Like there was so much fear mongering and just secret identity, right? You know, like just life threatening with the police and everything with prohibition. Now you have all these legal states, you have medical, you have a chance, you have that mens rea bullshit, you have an argument, but like that's why the hemp thing is so fucked up right now too. Like it is one plant. We can figure out how to like regulate this thing equally, but you know, when are we going to get our shit together? It's because we're going through all the policy parts. Some things are easy to chop and make directions. Other things need to happen, like I think with rescheduling. When rescheduling happens and this gets identified as medicine and stays secure as medicine, because medicine is the part people forget about. Prop 215. The reason why we're all here, the reason why this plant was identified originally on a mass scale, that it helped with cancer, it helped with your immune system. Did you know you have an endocannabinoid system?
Nobody did until 1988. And even then, I bet, can you imagine if you were like the scientist that discovered the endocannabinoid system trying to get that published in the 80s? Good fucking luck.
What again? Watch the scientist with Raphael Meckelum. He talks about how he had a brownie party with his friends, and that was the original experiment. Like he's all like, everybody was just giggly, and like you dosed your friends, buddy. Like this dude was like, hey, we're all gonna, he just this is the one plant you can take risks like that and know like no one's gonna fucking die. Like so last night I met somebody though, friend of the family. She came in. Turns out she has CHS. Like she says she was identified it with a year. She hasn't smoked in a year or whatever, right? Of course you're gonna tell me, the weed guy. I'm like, I think it's a real thing. Honestly, I do. But with the lack of studies, we don't know why. We don't know if your endocannabinoid system is being over fucking flooded. We don't know if it's.
We don't know if you're just histrionic. We don't know if you're just looking for attention. Like, and again, I'm not trying to victim blame here,
you're right.
But when I was growing up, CHS was not a thing.
Or hypochondriasm, right? Like we don't know if like there's a cause and effect here. 100%. Why? Because we don't have a real federal parity with this plant. All the testing and studies are being done against it, and what do we always find out?
Right.
It wasn't that bad.
Right. And so and then we can just talk about regulation. It's like, what if we just said it's this at the federal level? Like, just like they did with hemp. And like the thing about it, like Congress has clearly shown their desire to asininely and arbitrarily regulate the cannabis plant. Look at the hemp laws. And then look at the lack of the hemp laws. And so they'll go to a point, but they won't go too far. They won't say that you can use it, but everybody's clearly using it. Yeah. And you can now safely use it. You can say like, hey, look, this is going to be a dietary supplement even. Well, here's what you have to do. And then if you're lying about what you're putting into your dietary supplement, you can get sued.
Yes. But also I think this explains too, though, why, marijuana use is among higher adults, right? Because everybody just knows like, oh, this shit won't. Worst case scenario, I sleep all fucking day and I don't like it. Right? It's not like I'm going to be out in the street corner giving out handies and hoping I can get my next fix.
It ain't crack. It ain't crack.
Yeah. There you go. But Ohio, though, man.
Ohio is the most recent example of Ohio and Nebraska, I would say, are like the current examples of the legislature actively fighting the voting populace. And so this has happened numerous times in cannabis legalization. Most notably, like originally, the origin story of this is Arizona in 97, where their governor like acted out against it. But then since then, there have been numerous states and their legislatures that have acted out against the will of the people to legalize weed, to not let them do it. And so Ohio is now the most recent. Ohio and Nebraska, because Nebraska is kind of doing the same thing right now. Like the people said, we want this. And the legislator goes, fuck you.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. It's sometimes to me, I think like for Ohio, like the cat's already in the bag, right? Like, Christy Nome knows how to shoot a dog. Like the dog rose and she didn't even get a chance to like survive. Ohio's fucked up. You're not going to vote. People who are against it in Ohio now should lose their seats or whatever it is. Like, I hope they find, consequences. Hey, I didn't know we're on X, dude.
It is a Republican bastion, and so wherever Republicans have the legislature, they just dismantle your cannabis laws. And then the Democrats in Illinois are not a good example, but at least they are not actively working to dismantle it. They're actively working to make it stupid.
Yes, that's a problem. Shout out Satu. Thank you.
Oh shoot, we got somebody.
We do. Satu. I hope I said it right forever.
Get the money away from the cartels with PTSD, epilepsy, and TBI. Yeah, shout out to the members and the super chat people. If you guys want to get your questions answered, be a member or super chat us, because there's like about 400 of you tuning in to, like, again, if you really like Dank Nuggets,
there you go.
You have to subscribe to this, because if you don't subscribe to it, Dank Nuggets may be prohibited. And don't forget, Dank Nuggets can't be prohibited. You should be subscribing to this, by the way.
Speaking of Dank Nuggets, want to play a little name that stream?
Let's do that.
It's hysterical. Oh, fuck, I got to find it. Give me a second. I was just there like 2 seconds ago. Question. Here we go. THCA This one
Another
sounds
shout
like,
out to the Kind Pen. But
oh yeah.
yeah, we might have them back as a sponsor. And then also working on a sponsor that does accounting.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I should email them back next week.
Like a contract.
And it's like $500. You know, I make that in an hour.
No, but
So
like maybe they can help us
Yeah.
with the store. Maybe, right? Credits. I don't know.
Oh no, yes, we are going to consult and advise with them. We're going to be using section 471C of the IRC, everybody.
Brown chicken, brown, brown. You like that? You like that? Take that. I already see.
Hang on. Section 471 of the IRC, everybody. 471C of the IRC, everybody.
YouTube.
We are a small business that can elect how we are going to be expensing our inventory. What?
YouTube. What up, YouTube?
We should probably give like some notes and some hints as to this delightful nugget right there. I don't have that one up. Do you have the parents?
Yes.
Who are the parents of this beautiful lady right there?
This one's a heavier hybrid with functional and relaxing effects created by crossing an NYC diesel and Godbud. Neat. That's the name's in it. You guys got it that much.
Yes, it is. It's the NYC diesel and Godbud. Its name is it references both parents, and so you're gonna have to put a reference to both NYC and Godbud in there. And so, like, now again, it's NYC diesel, but like both parents are referenced, and they aren't focused on the diesel. They're focused on the city.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, to me, it sounds like a movie title, right? What's that? Children of
Yeah,
Men?
I think it was a movie. I think it was like a Brazilian movie from like 10 years ago that did pretty well. And like I think it like won some awards and stuff. I mean, like I recall a movie from this title from like Brazil, I think, from like 10, 15 years ago.
All right, I mean, we are old. It's not Godzilla.
It's not Godzilla.
Godzilla.
The strain, though, does get a little heavy-handed in larger doses and saddling the consumer with appetite stimulation and lethargy, also pronounced occasionally by me as lethargy. Its pungent aroma is a mixture of the strain's parents. Once again, that is NYC Diesel and Godbug, offering notes of sweet earth and fuel because people like to smoke gas. City of God, performs its best. Like you just copied and pasted it in there, and so like it was kind of.
Here we go. We do a little reveal.
Did anybody get it?
No.
Come on. There's like 400 people watching. All right. Well, let's do the reveal and we'll just kind of
I don't care.
Well, look at the comments. I haven't been looking. You've been looking at the comments?
No, I was trying to find this.
Diesel of God, City of God. We got one.
Oh, we got one. Oh, we
Wood
do.
Yard Grow. There we go. Hit it.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
City of God. That's shout out to the guy, Woodyard Grow, getting the guess for name that strain. Hide that comment. Going on to the next one. Are we into Colorado?
Yeah, but
Cato
also
Institute.
Shout out to Will for making the things. I saw his house today, dude. He's a grown up.
Good.
He's got a nice little house. So
I'm so proud of him. He's gonna get settled, and then he'll be here to help us out on Sundays. But moving is a bitch.
It is. But yes, so we got this coming out of the Cato Institute. Is that a good or bad place, man? I don't know. I think
it's a libertarian thought.
Is it?
Like so, like it's a libertarian think tank. So like basically, they just spend money for nothing.
Right on.
Lawmakers. Okay, that was the last one. I'm gonna go back to this one. This one is story 7. Cato Institute criticizes overregulation as root cause of market failures. Told you it was a libertarian think tank because the number one thing that libertarian think tanks study are overregulation, and overregulation is always the devil. So overregulation being the devil, that is by Dr. Jeffrey A. Sinclair, the Cato Institute, argues that excessive taxation and regulation, primary barriers and causes of failures to the legal cannabis market, rather than the act of legalization itself. I would agree. That's one of the reasons why Michigan is outselling everybody else in the Midwest, because they allow for unlimited growers, and they also allow for low taxes.
Okay. Well, The only reason why I asked about if it was a good institution or not, because I liked the article. I read the letter he wrote, which to me made sense. But you don't find a brick of gold in a trash can and take the whole trash can with you. You just go, that's some good gold. Just kind of like watching Fox News. You're like, just because there's one fucking good story, you're like, I just want to know if they're good or evil.
I don't think they know.
Hey, there you go. Got some Colorado news, or do we? Yes.
Sure. Colorado
cracks down on hemp misrepresentation. So more hemp policy, right? Like more
of the THCA loophole is closing.
Yes. Whoa. Loud. My bad.
What was that? I'm
trying to put some background movies, and then it was just too loud. My bad.
Yeah.
But what were we at here for a summary? We may or may not be high.
Let's see here. I was on the Cato Institute, but this one's
you're still going
on the hemp company over misrepresentation allegations. But that's you're seeing this more and more. They are starting to regulate down on the hemp industry, and that's upsetting their ability to operate.
Yeah. I mean, again, this market's shaping no matter what. Every state's going to be this is going to be rinse and repeat. Every state, until we get this federal, right, like level playing field of understanding. I think it's silly.
That's a question that has no answer. How much does it cost to grow an ounce? Anywhere from like 25 cents to like $10. I mean, like, it really depends. Yeah.
Also, if you get caught with it, also if you're trying to hide it, also you putting it in the you seen those like fake like cabinets with like grows in them? Those are pretty dope. Imagine that's not cheap.
No. Okay, well, and so other states are still awarding licenses. The cannabis businesses in Minnesota just had a license lottery, which was one of the most perplexing and amusing license lotteries I've ever seen.
It was kind of neat. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it because it was kind of worthless. There's 249 cannabis businesses issued licenses, but there's been thousands of them issued. And so you can get as many dispensaries as you want as a micro business. And that micro business allows you to grow 5,000 square feet of canopy, where you can make 3,000 pounds of weed a year. And then that's probably too much for your dispensary. So you can just go get another micro business license, and an affiliation could do that. I could have one of them and I'd be like, look, I need to sell more. You go get one. And so then you would just be the dispensary until then. And so you can just keep doing that. You can create these weird, they aren't Ponzi schemes, but they're more like affiliate marketing. They're more like affiliated marketing or like multi-level marketing.
MLM, yes, I was gonna say.
So this 249 businesses that were just awarded these licenses in the lottery, they don't understand that they're operating in an unlimited MLM, and they're going to get smoked. And so you can open up 5 retail locations, you can open $50,000 square feet of grow. Okay, would you like to hear about my MLM? It comes with a lease. And so it's like McDonald's, where McDonald's became the C corporation that owns the real estate. Okay. So you buy up the real estate and then you have the lease. And then that lease complies with the licensing ownership restrictions. And then here's the it's not necessarily a franchise agreement. It might be an IP licensing agreement. And so here's how you grow. Here's how you sell. Here's how you do this branding. Here's how you do all this stuff. And then that's going to be 20% off the top. And then at the end of the day, the guy who owns the license, he makes $3.75 and he gets a free dinner.
Oh, I get you say it's like an MLM, but is it more about just even having your foot in the door, right? Just being able to play.
In the door for what? I've been in this industry for years.
No, I mean, if you
noticed this, I'm the wrong color and gender.
Well, no, I mean, if your passion is growing, say you grow some fine ass weed, you've been living in the mountains for whatever reason, you've been harvesting, you've been concentrating scientifically for this perfect strain that makes you go, I don't know, do whatever, gives you x-ray vision. And you're like, I know this shit's going to sell. This shit's going to make me so much money if I can get the right.
And you should have 2 names for it, Headband and OG Kush, and then A/B test them to see which one actually sells.
What
Put the
does it mean,
shirts
though?
on the one that's moving.
But to be in the market, though, they need this license, right? They need this bullshit.
Everybody can get one. Anybody
Well,
can get a license.
I
It's
didn't
like
get mine.
Michigan.
I didn't get mine yet. I didn't get no email.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
You have a conditional micro business license in the state. I have one. We both have one.
They don't count though. Like unless I can actually, it's conditional. You take the word conditional, then it's actually something,
Look,
right?
if you want to go write some checks and open up a 5,000 square foot grow and a retail location in the state of Michigan, no problem. Go do it.
Oh no, not Michigan. I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, Minnesota. Yeah. I get all the M's confused. Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Maryland.
But again,
all of them legal.
If you want to be involved in a business of that nature, like I enjoy being a technician. I enjoy servicing, understanding the arts, the black arts of RF. Right? I get this is my kicks. Now we're about to do a new business, which can be awesome. But what is this? Clear THC, ABCDE for medical.
Oh, yeah, he threw us another $10, or was that the original $10?
No, it's another 10, and followed a lot of people's votes. States having stop. Yeah, no, the states fucking states' rights is bullshit. I'm gonna say
it. Yeah, but like states' rights is like more freedom, but then like how do you? We all have states' rights right now.
What is freedom, though, man? What is
freedom is the ability to be left alone and know that everybody has to follow the same rules.
America.
But from medical federal, medical federal, Schedule 3. That's medical federal. Like that, you do not like hemp is not legalization. Medical federal is legalization. It's like AGI. So if we're talking about like what's legalization or what's AGI mean to you, and then I realize this is not a AI based podcast, but whatever. Everybody knows what AGI is, I'm assuming. And so like you would be able to have medical federal Schedule 3. That's like legalization. This whole hemp thing, that is it's getting us off of what we were doing, like legalizing it and making this plant a legitimate medical product. It's exploiting a loophole that's pissing off legislatures, and it's a straight up cash grab. And then not only that, it's all about getting high. And so it's everything that we've been working for. Like problem, like it's the exact opposite of everything that everybody's been working for. Like this is about rights, this is about medicine, this is about the right thing, this is about a cash grab, this is about don't small business, don't tread on me. Like okay. So like because the definition of hemp is stupid and like completely arbitrary, you're just going to use that. You're not going to like try to get people out of prison. You're gonna sell your pre-rolls to somebody knowing that as soon as they light it on fire, they're a criminal. As long as you don't think you're an accessory to this crime.
As long as Illinois is passing rules about whether smell can have your car inspected, yes or no, this is a state's bullshit issue, right?
Well, Illinois is really, really dumb. And so in Illinois, it's stupid. Like how smell can be probable cause. Burnt weed in Illinois is not probable cause. Raw weed in Illinois is probable cause, but THCA flower is legal as hemp.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that is insanely stupid. Like nothing is probable cause because you just told us that THCA hemp flower is legal in your state and you're allowing it to be sold. And it's identical as this cannabis product that was grown pursuant to a license in your state and then sold in what they tried to make an odor-proof container so that the smell of raw cannabis would be a crime because it's not an odor-proof container, but the smell of raw hemp, which is identical.
Yeah.
Like they don't speak on that at all in the opinion. And so like nobody understands this and it's all just, it's absurd. It's arbitrary. It makes no sense. And people don't care because they just come in and they try to make as much money as they can on the backs of veterans.
Hey.
Oh shit. Yeah. Did we not forget? Did we not always never remember not forgetting?
Oh shit.
Always remember never not forgetting and subscribes on that one.
Gang, bang! Bitcoin,
bro.
Haktua.
Oh, That's
Anyways,
nice.
hey, but you know, part of that, like that train of thought that you're on just now, right? So this next story coming up from Alabama, new THC law creates confusion, chaos, and could kill industry. This new THC law is about hemp. That's what they're fucking talking about, right?
Right.
But like, what in Alabama has a medical market, so
they have the shittiest medical market.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying it's great, but they have
Georgia's like hold my beer. Like Georgia and Alabama are locked in a dead heat for the worst medical cannabis market in the South. And then South Carolina's like hold my beer, and North Carolina's like me too, bro, because like they don't have none, and so does Tennessee. Tennessee also does not. But yeah, the medical cannabis markets that are in Alabama and in Georgia are shit. Like they're like worse than Florida, and I don't like Florida's market. You know, Illinois' market is fine if it's like Washington State's market's good. Illinois State's markets would be like Washington State's if they would just treat all weed the same. Missouri market's good.
When you say medical, and good and bad, right? Like Alabama has what's bad about Alabama's medical besides like
they don't have it. It's been in lawsuits for the past 4 years.
I know people that have stores though.
They don't.
I'm pretty sure it's Alabama. It might be Mississippi.
Mississippi has stores.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably.
Mississippi's open.
Shit. Yeah. Oh, poor Alabama.
Mississippi is like how to do medical cannabis in the South.
It just sucks though. Like, I mean, I get the hemp thing, man. This is Alabama's option. This sucks. Like maybe push your legislatures to
right.
There's obviously
you in Texas get down on it and be like, look, go to Mississippi. And then I think it's kind of funny that Mississippi has one of the better of the programs in the South, or if not the best program in the South.
Yeah.
And then where has the farm been for the past 30, 40 years that have been growing the marijuana products for the federal patients?
Oh shit, yeah. Mississippi.
University of Mississippi. Yeah. They know.
And obviously they know how to grow in that climate, right? I mean, there's a technique to all this, whether it be humidity, all that shit. They have the thing about indoor too, right? It's all climate control. So it means a lot of money. So I mean, they got the best HVAC systems and all that stuff. So but
that's just all expense.
Yeah.
So like, Illinois is stupid in that they make their craft cannabis do all that stuff, and it has to be grown like inside. It's like this is Illinois.
No, it's unfortunate.
We grow shit here. Like we have farms and noise. And so like you could make our product cheaper.
Are your hemp farms outside?
Yeah, of course.
That sucks.
Yeah. And so like the regulatory change needs to happen on our growth side. Yeah. Otherwise our product will never go down in price. And so like Michigan has outdoor grow. Washington State has outdoor grow. We need outdoor grow, and that'll get the price down. But like because like these social equity farmers that are coming up, the craft growers, their startup costs are in the millions.
Yeah, for sure.
They got to push those startup costs down to like the low 400,000s, something like that.
Straight to
so
the
they
soil.
Can grow outdoors. They can grow outdoors. Like they go hemp. Hey, your first year, go grow an acre outside.
No, 100% agree, and that's why we need that federal, rescheduling parity. Everybody state in the same understanding that this plant 0.3% is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you're growing with intent to be a consumable product, you should be following under guidelines for other consumable products, right? Like, I get everybody wants to
be like, it's like you have a restaurant.
Yeah,
you're dealing in food. Yeah,
that's it. And then speaking of regulation, we have a new regulation coming up for new state pre-packaging mandate affecting dispensaries and marijuana grower operations. This one's coming from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So I really
no
didn't
more
see
deli style in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, deli style, it's great.
Yes, it should be. No, it's perfect.
But like, you don't have deli style in Washington, do you?
No, I miss it. R.I.P.
Yep. Yep. We've never had deli style. Like they got deli style still a little bit in Michigan. They don't have no deli style in Missouri, no deli style in Illinois, no deli style in Ohio. So like consumer packaged goods. It's just like, can you imagine if you went and you had like Oreos on display? But then I don't know, like that's displays, but whatever.
Dude, we had farmers markets. We had on-site consumption. we had deli style, and also where I could like handle the nug. They would let me. I mean, at the beginning, then sanitation and all this other consideration took into play. People using chopsticks, deli style still a viable method, as long as no one sneezes around it, right? Like that. There's ways to do things here that people can take care of shit. But yes, deli style is the best. Hopefully Oklahoma doesn't pass that then. So did it pass? I didn't even catch up to that.
Oklahoma's conservative as shit. It wouldn't surprise me if they start reining that in.
Oh, it's effective June 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already done.
Well, like Oklahoma does like make a shocking amount more weed than they need. It's like 64 times or something like that. Oh my gosh, this poor person has no idea what deli style is. That's where you go to the dispensary and they just have it in jars.
Big jars.
Like big jars. Chopsticks, smell jars. You can look at the weed, you can smell it, and be like, I want that one. And so that's what deli style is. It's rare. They have it in Michigan still because of the remnants of medical days. I think they still have it in Colorado. I don't think they have it in California.
No,
maybe in Oregon.
They do in Oregon.
They don't have it in Arizona.
No, Arizona. They don't have good weed in Nevada.
Yep. Hey, now we are going to get like a deal with a grower, and your job will be like, who's got good weed? Who? This guy. I know. Where can we get that? We can't tell you where you can get that. We are broadcasting from Pekin's local dispensary and supply on the supply side down at 359 Court Street. Like, there will be a whole montage advertisement.
Oh, we're going to go
dispensary that's not an advertisement for our dispensary, but totally complies with YouTube's obligations.
It's life, baby. This is where we're at. It's so weird. This plant has the adventure it's given me. Like besides the activism and volunteering, but meeting you, and now we're about to be partnered in a store. Like I wanted to sell weed as a kid. Like I did sell weed.
Look, I can't even say that I sell weed at the dinner table.
But that's the thing. This law is so fucking just crazy to see how we are better off than we are, but we can be so much better. And it would be nice. Yes, deschedule. I get it. Right. Here, I get it. Deschedule.
You can't respect the plant first. Like it's medical. Like reflect it. Like make the law make sense before. But you can't. You have to say it's medical before you deschedule.
When we got recreational here, adult use, the one thing I'll say, here's what laws do. It gives employees rights. When we had the pot shop, medical here, the dispensary model, whatever we'll call it, if you work for the guy, you just knew a guy, and you're probably paid cash. You're probably, and then once we got adult use, we have L&I, they have holidays, they have workers' rights. So Michigan, a marijuana store will pay $205K to settle a workers' lawsuit over lost tips. That wouldn't happen in a traditional market. That wouldn't happen in a black market. You had no rights. The person that fucks you forever.
That's right.
But yeah, I just thought
now and forever.
But there's recourse now for people, right? If you find you're being wrong, that's what the courts are. Being a civil society, we don't want to arrest people. We want to. We all want to play by the rules. And just not get messed with.
I don't know. I think some people like to actively upset the rules, but that's me. And then speaking of people that like to actively upset the rules, our next story: Michigan marijuana store will pay $205,000 to settle a workers' lawsuit over lost tips. See, this is why we can't have nice things. Because in Three Rivers, a judge approved a deal on Friday to solve a major buzzkill. Michigan. I see that again. I shouldn't have even engaged in Yahoo Finance.
But
immediately used the buzzkill type thing.
That's what regulation is, though, for the businesses, right? Like the fact that these workers are being wrong and they're able to sue and get just desserts, right? So, of all the things I've missed in I agree that, man. But with legalization, we're getting rights. At least the workers are.
All right. Well, lead bud tender Chad Underwood, bummer of a name, Chad, said that he was making as much as $150 a shift before management changed course in 2024 and began taking money left in the basket. And so that's why we're going to start our tips policy taking that money. So we never gave it to them in the first place. But no, seriously, we should all share in the tips, especially us that are being terribly taxed. Or do we just give it to them? No tax on tips. And so like we pay a minimum wage in tips and no tax on tips. We don't even see the money.
Do you tip? Well, you don't go to the stores though, right? You don't go to the
I do, but I don't go to the stores. No, I'm still working through last year's harvest, and then I just pulled down a harvest that I have to trim after it's out of cure in 2 weeks.
Very cool.
I'm not rushing it because I don't need to, but at the same time, I don't smoke that much.
That's surprising, dude. That because our next story has to do with the marijuana legalization is putting pressure on the alcohol industry. CEO of Jack Daniel's parent company says amid profit losses.
This is the biggest manufactured bullshit story of the week, in my opinion. And so there it is. Forward-looking statements. Do a control F for marijuana or cannabis.
Right here.
There it is. It's once right there, where it's like changes in consumer preferences, consumption, purchase patterns, particularly away from larger products in favor of smaller distilleries or local products, or away from them entirely, and to further marijuana legalizations, other restaurant, travel, or other premises declines, shifts in demographic or health and wellness, or unfavorable consumer and product innovation. And so like that is essentially what you would put in an annual report to explain why your sales were down 5%.
Seriously.
That's it.
This is it.
They're blaming you in a financial filing, so they can't be convicted of fraud. They're blaming you, and also your lifestyle choices, and maybe you should be having more consumption on prem.
And again, this shows that there's people actively trying to get you drunk, not caring about your body. You're about the bottom line.
Quarterly revenue about it. And saying that marijuana is a problem with the marijuana revenue quarterly. And so like GTI, I am asking you particularly, come on, you owe me. No, you don't. Still, how about you think that you do? And then in your next quarterly report, Cresco, you can do it too. Everybody who's got a quarterly report coming out, I want you to blame alcohol if your sales are down.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. Touche. Coming out of Texas. We got medical marijuana eligibility could soon expand in Texas. Here's what included. That's HB 46.
Ooh, HB 46.
So is this the latest bill coming through? Because I know they had two of them, right?
Oh, that's the one that they tacked on to the hemp ban. And so they banned hemp and then expanded TCUP, which is Texas Compassionate Use Program. They are going to expand it broadly, including chronic pain, Crohn's disease, traumatic brain injury, terminal illness, and use of various cannabis products, including vaporing devices. They are not allowing for flower yet, but give it time. I bet in 2 more years they'll expand it, and that's why they shut down hemp to expand TCUP, and then hopefully Florida, this legislature meets every year. Texas is doomed, and so it may be 2028 by the time Texas gets smokable flower.
Texas doesn't have a good program. They haven't had a good program. I mean, with the 0.3% on the flower, sure, you got the vapes and the edibles.
Yeah,
but
the 0.3 though, like that, if they push Schedule 3 through, because they're a trigger law state, so that they would become a Schedule 3 state too, and that might be really helpful because then it should allow for the full plant. Not just what it calls for, but we'll see.
No, I agree.
Trump may not do.
So, just before we bounce out, did you talk to Will about that King of the Hill, dude? The episode. So there was an episode that and I just posted in the chat because I don't want to view it, don't want to hit any get flagged or whatever bullshit. I'm already going to get flagged enough just for being pro pride, immigration, blah blah blah, crypto. Blockchain, give us a like and subscribe, motherfuckers. But this episode came out in 97. So this is a 28-year-old episode where Hank Hill goes to the college looking for something, gets approached by a petitioner to sign to legalize hemp. And he explains that it could be petrol, all the other good stuff. And then he's all like, well, damn government and overregulation and overstepping and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, Why would they do that? And he's all like, because it's also marijuana, you know, the shock, right? Like this 0.3%. And this has been a 28-year-old just conversation as a joke on a goddamn cartoon. And here we are at a point where the normies are getting confused. And we need the rescheduling, and we need that 0.3 to go away. You know, I get you are the new trap, man. Until you people cross the state lines, yeah. It's fucking dumb. Anyways, my bad.
And that was the 9,000th gripe on our soapbox.
There you go.
Okay, so that those are all the stories that were cannabis legalization news for the week. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know that Miggy and I did. And if you really want to help, you can become a member of the show. We'll talk to you if we see that you're in the chat. And we had too many super chats. There was like, I mean, then we got some members in there. Big Pharma is a big problem. That's one of the reasons why Indiana will never go, because of Eli Lilly. But there was another one that he threw down some more cash.
No, it was all sat to forever, man. You throw us a quarter. I appreciate you.
Yep, blaming Dan Patrick. All right, but if you're going to become a member, then we put your name in the credits, and also we do drop the videos first to our members, and so members get early videos. And then also that, and then eventually, I think we're supposed to be deleting our YouTubes, like our lives. Just like there's a whole theory of YouTube management that we don't do.
Well, it's the whole I get it, FOMO and all the other shit. You know, I just like enjoying hanging out with 300
One day
friends.
We'll hire somebody that'll help with the marketing.
That's
once we're operational.
Yeah,
selling consumer packaged goods. Until that day, and beyond, we'll still be here with the cannabis legalization news of the week.